Hello, and welcome to Mind Your Head, a space for people to share their stories, talk openly and honestly about their own mental health challenges, and to give some listeners some comfort in knowing you're not alone. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land in which we record this podcast, the Gubbi Gubbi people. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to all Indigenous peoples. We honour their enduring connection to the land, waters and culture, and recognise their invaluable contributions they make to our communities. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. This episode is proudly supported by True Protein. Use the code MindYourHead at the checkout to score $25 off your next order. Caine Eckstein, welcome to Mind Your Head, mate. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on the podcast today. I think I mentioned to you on the phone when we first spoke that I don't want to make you seem old or anything, but I used to watch you guys. I used to watch you guys. Watch you guys at Ironman growing up as a kid, and I thought you guys were superheroes. Like it was incredible, especially that generation of Ironmen coming through. It was just like every weekend. Yeah. It was like the best. Yeah. I thought you guys were unreal, and like the way you push your bodies to the limit, and especially what you do now, like all the world records that you break in, and it doesn't seem like you're slowing down. You know, it seems like you're still trying to push that limit, and pushing that limit is something that I'm really interested in, and finding out what your limits are, because it always feels like there's always more. There's always more you can do. But first, I wouldn't mind getting into your childhood and what was life like growing up for you in such a competitive, I guess, athletic environment.
Yeah. My child was good, but I had my brother. I got a brother and sister, and my sister's 6 years older than me, so she's the eldest. And she wasn't really into sport. Played a little bit of netball, but like she was a bit of a party girl actually when she was younger. Yeah, like hardcore when she was young. Yeah. So she didn't really do much sport. But then my brother's 3 years older than me, so like in that age, having someone 3 years older, it's a good difference when you're like, 12 or 13, 14. So like you got someone to chase, and especially like pretty sure Shannon made the Nutri-Grain or the Uncle Toby's back then when he was 16 as well. Like I made it when I was 16. So you're making it pretty young. So I was like 13 when he's 16. He's in the Uncle Toby's. And like back then you were earning pretty good money too. Oh, wow. He was at TSS, and like he was earning stacks of money. Like I couldn't tell you, but like a few $100,000 like a year.
What?
Yeah, like he was getting thirds and stuff.
Still at school?
Still at school, yeah. So like he'd be upstairs with his big TV and his DVDs and everything, and like
Did you look up to him?
Full Mac. Yeah, but he was a bit of a dick too, kind of thing. Like he was. Like he was all right when I was younger because I wasn't as good as him.
Yeah.
But then, and he'll admit this, like when I got better, he wasn't the best. Yeah.
Well, that competitive side took over, was it?
Yeah, it was just, I don't know. Like I'm sweet with someone's better than me, they're better than me. Like if he was better than me, that's fine. Yeah. Whereas like and he was good. Like when he was in the Uncle Toby's, like he was coming third and stuff. Like I said, when he was 17, whatever. He was like good, like a little prodigy kind of thing. So like you get a bit of an ego, and then when like your younger brother comes up and he's got like I won the Coolangatta Gold when I was 19, and he was a favourite going into that race. So I'm 19, he's 22, and so that was the first because you go like under 19s basically in the open. So that was the first open race I ever did. And I won the Coolangatta Gold, and he didn't talk to me for like a year after that. Like, legit, yeah. Really? Yeah. And we both lived at home. Like
you both lived at home, and he didn't talk to you for about a year.
Yeah, he was a bit of a sook. Yeah.
That's a sook. What are you guys like now though? Everything's all good now.
Yeah, we're all right now. Yeah. We've still got like.
Yeah.
Probably just remember that competitive side. Yeah. Where it's different.
Do you look back on it with a different, like, not a negative memory, but do you look back and go, I wish we,
Nah. Because then it hardened us up.
Did
kind
it?
Of thing. Yeah. Like, I don't know, if we were just like brothers with our arms around each other, it would have been soft kind of thing. Like, we were pretty hard.
On each other and on yourselves.
Yeah, and like my dad was our coach. So dad coached both of us. And then obviously dad lived at home. Yeah. So like it was just hectic all the time.
Was it too much at some points?
You put heaps of pressure on yourself, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. And like most people would say, like I put more pressure on myself than like my my dad or my mum or whatever, but nah, like my dad would put just as much pressure on us.
Was he really?
Yeah, for sure. Like I remember even just like good training sessions. Like you'd have a good training session, he'd be at dinner after all chirpy and like all happy and everything, and you knew it was just because I went good the Savo that he's like
that he's getting
chirpy.
his satisfaction from how well you guys are doing.
Mum, what's for dinner? What's this? This is nice or whatever, and you could just tell like that was because I went so well the Savo.
Did you see the reverse? If you didn't go well, would he be in like a shittier mood?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and I just knew it meant so much to him. Like I loved it, and I'd put so much pressure on myself. But like, you know, I'd get up at 11 o'clock at night to go to the bathroom and walk down the ground. I've got a good memory of this stuff. Like most people don't remember this. I'd walk down like the corridor, and then my dad would be like in a chair like this with his little earplug into the TV, just watching Uncle Toby's like at like 11 o'clock at night.
What, studying or?
Yeah, just watching it. Yeah, just middle of the night, just watching. And like, so I'd go to the bathroom, go back, go to sleep. So I just knew he just like loved it. Like he was just obsessed with it. Yeah.
Is that where you think you got your work ethic and your almost, you know, we said before, the addiction to training, to suffering, to pain? Do you think that's where it all started at that young age? Obviously, you know, your dad pushing you, you know, the competitiveness with your brother. Do you reckon that's where it all sort of started for you?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And it was probably a good thing being younger, having to catch up to him kind of thing, because like you're just naturally having to like bridge a gap.
Yeah.
And then I like did that. Like when I was, you know, did that when I was 19, then obviously like you're just in the Nutrigrain, you're racing each other. But it was weird because I was always good long distance. Like the Nutrigrain stuff's like 12, 15 minute races, and Shannon was really good at that. And then Coolangatta Gold's like a 4-hour race, and I was really good at that. So like we were brothers, but good at different things. So like, yeah, but it was, super, super competitive. And then we did get, like I won the Nutrigrain series like 1 year, and I think he did start to sort of like, he just had to kind of respect me. And
you forced him to.
Yeah. And like we were better. Yeah. But then in saying that, like we always would stick up for each other, I think.
Yeah.
Even like when, like we had like it's weird. We would hardly speak like kind of either. Because it was just like, I don't know, soft if we spoke kind of thing. We were brothers. Like
showing some sort of weakness or something.
Yeah, like just, you know, like you would never ever, I would never say like, how's your day? Or something like that, ever. Ever to him, or like, I don't know, good luck or something. Like just, you would never, like it was just, we didn't really speak, but we had like just a mutual agreement kind of thing. Like if we were like, you know, at like a after event party or something, you know, I'd get a beer and put a beer, and he'd get a beer and like give me a beer kind of thing, but we just wouldn't speak about it. It would just be like
that's strange,
unspoken brother thing. Yeah, it was fully strange. There'd be nothing, no one else really like it. Did
anyone else pick up on this?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we're just two very different. I think we were just super, super competitive. Yeah.
And that's a quality, like you just, you know, made me think about then. It always sort of seems like a bad quality, but being stubborn and hard-headed, like I think that seems like a negative quality, but in an individual sport, and when you're trying to push yourself, like being stubborn is almost like a superpower. Like you need to be ritual with your trainings and your discipline and like
But we'd always, like back each other up. He'd always be looking out for me because he was like the smart, like, you know, I'm not dumb, but he was the like book smart one. Whereas I was kind of like, well, I just didn't really care so much. Yeah. But I was like the kind of wild one that would just get in trouble more kind of thing. Whereas he'd, you know, always be looking out for me kind of thing, like the big brother, which was good. Yeah. But so it was like hard. And then, you know, when we did the Coolangatta Gold, like we had to split up, like, because we were training together and then we'd just be bickering all the time. So then mum took me and dad took Shannon. So then when we were doing like weekend sessions, mum would have me, dad would have Shannon. And then we raced each other and I beat him when I was 19. And then, it didn't go down well to start with.
So you won it you won it five times? 5 times?
Yeah.
And how many times has he won it?
No, he hasn't won it.
He's never won it?
No. Which,
we'll probably stop talking about it.
Yeah. But I like when the years that, because he did it a couple times, like a few times that I did it, and he didn't. But then a couple times I didn't do it, and he did it. So, you know, I had to handle for him and stuff. Just that distance wasn't.
It was too different. Yeah.
Whereas like 12 to 15 minute race, like he was the best. Yeah. Like no one
could touch him.
Yeah. He was like really, really good, which is weird because we're brothers, but like he was just such good short and sharp, and I was much better long
distance. Yeah. Do you ever like question your path in the sport? Like, did you ever feel like there was another, you know, route to go through your life, or was it always Ironman? Was it always like competing? Did you have any other interests in life growing up? Was it?
Yeah. Oh, I think about it still, but like there's another one that like my dad was funny. Because like I had mates who were really good boxers, and I was pretty good at boxing when I was younger as well. And it was just start off with like in the off seasons, I'd box. And then like the coach would say, "You're good, like you need to do a comp," and then I'd do like the state novice titles or whatever, and I'd go all right. Like I was pretty good for someone to sort of. Then I'd get into it more, and I was like, boxing could be a thing. Like my mates were like Australian champs and stuff, and I was good. But then I'd come home from school, and there'd be 200. Like, and I'd be 15 years old, and there'd be $200 on the bed. And then I'd get the $200, and Dad would say, "If you go train this afternoon on the board, like I'll give you another 200." And then I'd go board paddling, he'd give me another 200, like to not box. Then,
well, they didn't want you. They didn't want you.
Nah. He was. I'll tell you the story. He's watching Ironman at 11 o'clock at night.
He's not watching boxing.
No, he just wanted me to do Ironman. So I was anything. Like I surfed a little bit, and I was like used to do like competitive surfing when I was younger. But that surfing's hard. I think like it's such a hard sport to do.
In what way do you think surfing's hard?
Oh, it's just so many people do it. Like it's hard to get in that top, the top WSL or whatever. Yeah. Just so many dudes go in that, like the qualifying series, and they're just so good. Like they're such good surfers, and they, just don't get to that sort of next level. So surfing's hard, and I don't know, they travel so much too. I don't know how they travel so much. Yeah. Like they're just constantly
following the swell wherever it is.
Just airports and stuff. Like I don't know if I'd enjoy.
It is a pretty crazy lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah. But whereas I love it, like I love watching it. But like the boxing thing, I would always sort of think about that. But in saying that, like it's not good to get hit in the head that many times either. It's probably
the worst, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not. But who knows? MMA got real popular after that, so you could have went from boxing to MMA.
Who knows where
it could have went? Could have been sweet.
Yeah. So
that's legit. Like, my dad would pay me like $400 to go board training like a Thursday afternoon.
And you're like, done, easy, I'll do that.
And then it just slowly, or you'd get like another one. You get like, it was like Nathan Meyer called up like the house once and Nathan Meyer was a good Ironman back then as well. I know Trevor Hendy did as well. I think it was like 2. And we'd be at dinner, and then the phone would ring, and Dad would go get the phone because he planned it all. And then he'd come and he'd go, "Caine, this is for you." And I'd answer. It'd be like Nathan Meyer. I'd be like, "Hey, Caine, just wanted to let you know, like, you got like a massive opportunity here, and don't give it up or whatever." And then just to get us.
How's your old man, Yeah, pulling out all the big guns to get you in there.
So, but it's saying that it puts a lot of pressure on you when you start racing again and do it. But
how do you think you handled the pressure? I know, you're obviously very, very talented, and obviously winning's the goal. How did you feel like when you didn't win? Did you feel like a failure? Did you handle losses well?
Well, when you're younger, like you win more. When you're going through the age group thing, because you're in that age group thing, so like you don't go through the losses as much. So it's a cocky thing to say, but you do win more. But then when you get in that open sort of like age group. Like at the start, like I probably wasn't as good with dealing with them. Like I'd take it just because I put as much as pressure as everything else. I'd put so much on myself. Like I'd put so much pressure on myself. And I had all these like superstitions and stuff. And,
like what?
Oh, just I still got them.
Do you? Yeah, what do you got?
Oh, it's just weird stuff kind of thing.
Can't talk about it.
Yeah, but like then I would sort of do it. But I've got a couple little like analogies. I would sort of like, I don't know if analogy is the word, but those things. And I've told a couple of kids that I sort of coached about, and I think it's good ways to sort of deal with it as well. Like one of them was like, and I don't know how I made this up, but like when you lose like an Australian Ironman title or whatever, and that's like the last race of the season, like you've done all your training, you've done heaps of races during the season, so it's worth it, but that's the last one. And it's like a 15-minute race at Curra or whatever. Like it's so easy to stuff it up, like because it's such a small race. Like you got to be switched on. You got to make all the right decisions. But if you're like, it's all that training you've done for like 9 months going into that 15 minutes. Like it's a lot to stuff. Like but so many people just don't think about it. They stuff up and that's done. So I'd sort of like wake up that morning on a Sunday morning with like the Ironman final at 2 p.m. that day or whatever and sort of think like I'd already lost it kind of thing. Like I'd already stuffed it up and it was like Monday morning, but like I'm getting a second chance at it kind of thing. Like I'd already like...
So you removed the pressure that was there?
In my mind, I already stuffed up. Like I already blew it and got like 5th or whatever. But like I woke up and this like, I just got a second chance at it. So I got one because like There's so many times that I lost and I'd wake up Monday morning and just think, fuck, I can't believe I did that. That was the dumbest thing. Like, I wish I just had another shot at it. Like, I wish I had another crack at it. Like, it was just a stupid mistake or whatever. So I'd sort of like try and think of that. Like, when I woke up in the morning, I'd think it was the Monday and like I'd already lost and I'd gotten another chance. And then you would think of all the mistakes sort of thing as well. Like, you would just overanalyze all the mistakes. Like, don't do this, don't. And when you like put your foot on the line, just think about it too. Like, I don't know, this is the next 15 minutes has got to be perfect to win. And if I don't do it, then I didn't deserve to win, which is fine. And then like, you know, because in my mind, I've kind of got 2 shots at it. Like, you know, that was the second shot. And if I couldn't do it on the second time, then I put all the pressure on myself. I was like, you know, just make the most of it this one. If I can't do it the second time, then I don't deserve to win. So like, it was easier to kind of like
So almost like you visualize the race, your mistakes, what not to do, all the things that you need to be doing for the race ahead.
Yeah. And just think it was like a second, I got like a second chance at it.
Yeah.
And if I can't make it on the second chance, then you don't deserve it.
Yeah, right.
And I got better at, like, when I got older at, if I don't deserve it, I don't deserve it. There's someone, you know, it's a cocky thing to say if you think I deserve to win. Like, I deserve to win more than you deserve to win. Like, I don't know what you've done. Like, and if you beat me, like, if I make a mistake and I do something stupid, you're going to be upset about it because you probably did deserve to win. But, like, I don't know, if I had that sort of, like, thought in my head that, like, I had a second chance at it, don't make any mistakes, do this properly. Every little aspect of the race I'd already, like, done in my head, just go out and do it. And then if I stuff it up, I just didn't deserve to win. Yeah.
And it's almost like, you know, the work that you've put in for someone to beat you, you got to be like, well, I respect that because I know all the work that I've done. So for them to beat me, they must have been fucking killing it.
Worst thing is, like, with our sport, like Ironman and the surf, there's so much luck involved with it. So
the waves coming through,
like
and
all that sort of stuff. So like, you know,
that's what I used to fucking love. Be someone out in front, and then like all of a sudden, someone at the back just catches a wave all the way straight through.
People love it, like, but some of the worst days of my life have been like, because we used to race in Portsea like every year. It'd be massive, it'd be like 15-foot Portsea, and it's just like Bass Strait coming to one beach. So it's just like all the ocean. You got fucking kelp, everything, like just like. And there's like rock bombies coming up, like where we're coming in kind of thing. It was hectic. And people love it. Like on TV, it looked perfect. But as a racer, you know, train so hard and come across in like 14th and you just got these like, you know, semi, like not good people in front of you. You're just like, fuck, just, you don't talk to anyone on for a few hours.
Yeah, you'd be a bit filthy about it, eh?
But like, it is the best. And that's what we like used to say. Like, they could have made it exciting. Like, just pay everyone the same amount of money and then just, you know, take us to like 6 of the biggest surf beaches, you know, in Australia or whatever. And that'd be fine because everyone, you know, it wouldn't be so like competitive kind of thing. And we'd all just go out and get flogged and people would love watching it.
People love watching it for a spectacle.
But pay, like, don't have first, second, third, whatever. Like, there's like, you know, races with 20 grand for first or whatever, and it's legitimately like just going through a lull and 5 people will come next to you and there goes 20 grand. That's just what it is.
On
like,
luck,
all the time.
isn't it?
Like all the time. So you just have to be good at accepting it because it just happens a lot.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What did it feel like when you first won the Coolangatta Gold? Like, was winning, you know, I talk a lot to some sort of athletes that you know, put that so much pressure on winning and thinking they're going to feel a certain way when they're champion or when they've won. And a lot of the time, you know, they feel a little bit empty. What was it like for you when you first won? Was winning everything that you thought it was going to be?
Yeah, I think I was probably too young when I was 19. It wasn't the same. When I got older and I won it, because I did it when I was 19, then like triathlon kind of like approached me and they took me down the AIS and stuff. So I did like 2 years where I didn't do it, and that was like a mistake. Like, I didn't really enjoy that AIS thing. But I went back into it. So I was like 22, 23, 24 kind of thing when I did it later. And I appreciated it more then, just because the same thing. It wasn't so much winning. It was just like out of because I'd won it when I was 19, won it when I was, you know, say 23, 24, 25. run it like 3 years in a row, and no one had won it more than 2 times. Like Guy Leach won it 2 times, that was it. So, you know, by that time I'd won it maybe like 3 or 4 or whatever. So everyone just expected me to win. Like, and I knew that. Everyone, like, I don't even think like on sports bet or whatever it was, you could bet on me like it was like under $1.10 or whatever, because it was like, so it's a lot of pressure to have. Like, everyone expects you to win, but it's still a 4-hour race against all the best dudes in Australia. Like, they're not spastics kind of thing.
It's not
like
given
dudes,
to you.
No, like when we start on the line, all these people saying, "Oh, Caine's going to win," they don't help me. Like, we're just on the line. We all start. Like, so it's heaps and heaps of pressure to have. And then, yeah, when you win it, it's just basically just like a pressure gone thing.
Relief.
Like, it was just like, fuck, like, thank God. Like, I won. Because, like, you knew if you lost, but in this, like, that's like a ego thing as well. Like, you think people would care. People don't really care. Like, they care for an hour. The next day, they're not thinking, "Oh, I can't believe Caine lost." Like, no one gives a shit, really. No, but in your head, you think like, like,
what are people going to think?
Lose. Like, everyone expects me to lose. And mainly I just think about like family members and stuff. Like,
your old man.
Like my old man, and even all my cousins and stuff, you know, like everyone just, you know, they love that me and my brother do this, and they'd all laugh about it. So like,
Well, what sets you apart? Like, you talked about the pressure then, and I'd love to know like your mindset around dealing with pressure, because obviously, you know, in those high pressure moments, it can either make you or break you. And how do you get your mind to a place where you can execute everything that you've been training to do, and block out the noise and block out what everyone else is saying? And when you're on that, you know, starting line,
well, it's like a confidence through training thing, like 100%. Like,
your preparation,
Like, if you haven't done as much, like if I'm training for a 24-hour pull-ups or an hour pull-ups or Coolangatta Gold or whatever, like all that training, and that was the thing for the Coolangatta Gold. Like, I didn't train with anyone, so I was the only person that didn't train with anyone. Like, people have surf clubs, 30 guys training together. I didn't train with a surf club, so I did it all by myself. So like when I raced in the Coolangatta Gold, that was the first time I went against anyone, like just paddled next to anyone. So I was just like backing everything you've done over everyone else, and everyone gets cocky, and then in the papers all before it, they're all going to smoke Caine. We're going to beat Caine this year and stuff like that. So you see all these guys think they're going to win. They're all going to go good. But then you just get out, but you just got to like back. And obviously when you get results, you know, nothing's changed. So it's probably not going to change with them either. So if I keep on sort of improving, I'm probably got it over them again kind of thing. But yeah, just like you see like a UFC fighter or something like that, like they go out so confident, but they're confident in their training. They're like, none of them think they might lose. Like they're all so confident in their training. But if you've gone out and half-assed it, like it's like you shouldn't, like they're not going to be confident. But if they are, like it's just like false. That's the thing. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I think it's like if you shortcut the trainings, you know you're going to walk in with a little bit of doubt. But if you tick all your boxes, you know all your preparation's been 110%. You walk in with a bit of confidence, going, "Oh well, if they're going to beat me, they're going to have to try for freaking hard."
Yeah, and it's like the best, like it's like the best feeling in the world doing that. Yeah, when you go into like a race, like I love it. Like I'm fully addicted to it. Like if you go into a race confident, like it's the best feeling in the world. That the week before it is like the best feeling in the world. Just knowing you've done everything you could and everything went really, really well, and you get out to like sort of like show it kind of thing and just test yourself like a little bit. Like it's like it's an awesome feeling, but then it's the worst feeling in the world if you've like half-assed it and you haven't done it. And like you can get injured and stuff, so you can have, it's bad luck in that, and that doesn't change. Like it's still the worst feeling knowing you need to go up and go against these guys and like I haven't done the work. Yeah. Like it's like sucks. But yeah, like that. And then you just got to be better at doing it. Like yeah, like for sure, like I did Dance with the Stars when I was younger as well, and that legit like made me heaps more confident with stuff. Like,
did it?
Yeah, 100. Like it went from me being like super shy, to just not giving a fuck kind of thing. Yeah. Like, and that it was like for sure that like because you did it live on TV. Like if you dropped her, like, and you just had to not like it taught you real quick to not give a fuck.
Yeah,
and like. Yeah, like, I don't know, and then just be in those situations that you just, I don't know, like, if it didn't work out, it didn't work out. If it did, it did. Because, like, the other thing I did, like, the 24-hour pull-up record, like, on the Today Show in New York, and, like, that was another one. Like, the Today Show in New York's massive. and you're going for 20, like I didn't know if I could do 24 hours of pull-ups. Like you don't go and do 24 hours of pull-ups in training. And I was like an Ironman then. So I was doing like 200 pull-ups every day. That was it. Like I didn't do any pull-ups. I just thought I could do it. And I knew a guy in New York who knew a guy who was like the second in charge at NBC, and he got me on the show. And then I just went over.
Is that how it happened?
Yeah. And then so I just went over and did it. But that was another one, like you could let like the scaredness get to you and like
overwhelm you a little bit.
Yeah, not do it, but you just got to believe you can do it, and then just not sort of not really give a fuck.
You said before that like you were training by yourself. Not everyone had a surf club. Did you find it quite lonely, like that period of your life, like obviously training by yourself, and then on the other side of that, because you're obviously putting so much effort and time into doing the Ironman. Did you ever feel like you missed out on a little bit of your childhood? Were you still doing, kids things, or was it always like, I had Todd Carney on the podcast, he played NRL, and he said that, all he did was footy growing up. That's all he ever did. Like his dad didn't let him go out and party, didn't do anything else, didn't go out ride bikes, didn't go down to the beach, didn't go out camping. It was just like, he said he just lived preseason every day for like 10 years. Did you feel like that as well?
Yeah, like for sure. But I chose to do that. Like, when I was like, my family, like my mum and my dad were pretty, like, for mum and dad to like let their son do whatever they wanted. Like they were pretty out there. Like they would let me do anything. Like when I was 16 or 15 or whatever, like me and my mates were just riding around middle of the night. Like I could go as long as I was at the pool on Monday morning. Like it was like legit. Like I was sweet to do anything. Like they were pretty like open with me to do that. But then when I think it was like just that Coolangatta Gold when I was 19, like every year I did the Coolangatta Gold. Like I didn't drink for 3 months. That was in my head. Like it was like, I don't know, I'm weird with stuff. Like it wasn't drinking. I thought drinking was bad and it would affect me or whatever. I just thought like if you shouldn't win, like you shouldn't deserve to win if you do that. Like if I don't do that, I deserve to win kind of thing. So every year I didn't, but for a 19-year-old, 22-year-old, 23-year-old to like not drink for 3 months before it, like that's not kind of normal. Not that many 19-year-olds don't, touch. And I'd still go out with my mates to parties and stuff. I just wouldn't drink. And all my mates knew Caine doesn't drink. So people would come up and they're like, no, he's not drinking kind of thing. So
really? So you had that discipline early on in your life?
Yeah, like I never drank or anything. But it was like, that was just all sort of just my choice, And it was just in my head, you just didn't deserve to win if you did that kind of thing. So like, they're just like sacrifices that made you deserve to win. And I don't know if they change anything, but like,
I think they did.
Yeah,
no one's ever succeeded in life by doing drugs and alcohol.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but like, like you could have a few drinks here and there. Like, but it was just more so knowing so many. I remember seeing like Conor McGregor on one of his like Instagram reels or whatever. You're saying like it's like all these things like a little wins kind of thing. Like they're just little wins every day. Yeah. Whereas like, when he fought Habib, he wasn't doing those things. He was drinking. They're just like little losses every day. And you just have like the little losses stack up every day. Yeah. You might not think, but in the back of your mind,
it might be little, but
you're just like everyone else. But like if you do those little things, then like you're different.
Yeah. I think even just like chatting to you here and also on the phone, we spoke about, I think your mind works a little bit differently in terms of dealing with pain and suffering. And you said before that you're addicted to it. Mm-hmm. Why do you think you're addicted to it, and what do you think you get out of putting your body through pain and suffering physically?
I don't know. Like that people say it's like the best therapy you can get. Like, and it is, but I don't know. I definitely know. Like, I didn't really work that out until, like I said to you, I only figured it out a few days before I told you that on the phone that time. Because, like I said, I did the Dr. Hydrate thing for like 8 months, just nothing. And like it was good. Sleep in till 9 o'clock if you wanted. Like, I dreamt of that when I was racing. Like, I was like, I can't wait till I can sleep in, go get a croissant and a coffee in the morning. That's going to be the best. And then I did it for like 9 months, and I was like full on semi-miserable. Like, wasn't really good. And then I started training, got better and better, but then I started training hard. And I remember just driving home and just thinking like I'm legitimately like, I think I'm a dick, because I was so happy because I like, at the gym I was like seeing stars and just like stuffed. And I was like, legitimately thinking, addicted to pain, 100%. Yeah. But it's a different sort of thing. Like guys, I've seen watch his Tour de France documentary stuff and stuff. There's like a different feeling in the afternoon when you're laying on the couch and like for them, their legs are just dead or whatever, or it might be a swimmer and their arms are just dead. Like it's like a satisfaction when you're sitting there. It's like better than anything you can do. Remember I was training because I did the second lot of pull-ups in COVID. So everyone was doing COVID, no one was doing anything, and I was like, I'll go for the 1 hour and the 8 hour record. Like I can do that. So I just got into training and I'll just run. I got better at running. So then I was, doing like 10,000 pull-ups in a week and running 100K in a week. So got to running like 33K every second day, and then doing, pull-ups, big pull-ups on the days in between, and then little pull-ups on the running days. But you're not eating as much as probably what you should and everything, because I was trying to lose weight. So I'm like not eating that much. And I remember sometimes it might be a Tuesday at like 9:30 and I'm running down, need to get back to like Northcliffe, running back from like Nobbies, and I'm 27K into the run with 5K to go or whatever. And like legit don't think I can get back. Like, and it's 9:30 on a Tuesday. Everyone's just doing Tuesday things or whatever. And I'm thinking like, I'm not going to make it here. Like I'm fully about to pass out. Like it's middle of summer. And then, but you just struggle. You get home, like don't stop, get home and just sit in the kitchen. I'll just sit on the tiles, just dripping in sweat with like a Pepsi Max. And like you feel the same feeling as like you won the Coolangatta Gold. Like
that's
legitimately,
the same feeling you get.
Same feel, yeah. Like you'd sit there and I'd have like the same like satisfaction of like winning the Coolangatta Gold. And I'd sit there for like 45 minutes just enjoying it.
Yeah.
Just like so dead, so stuffed, but like you knew like you went to like, a dark hole to get home. Like you didn't think you were going to make it and you made it. And that's like 9:30 on a Tuesday and you did it for free.
In front of no one. No one's watching you.
Yeah, no one knows nothing. Yeah. Like, and you just,
Is that the feeling you're chasing? That feeling there?
Yeah, like it's the best.
That's the best.
Yeah, yeah. Because you can't, not many people probably feel like a lot in the general terms, a lot know what it is. Like triathletes and Ironman triathletes and stuff, like they do that all the time. Like, you get in a 6 hour ride on like a Wednesday and you just get to that point with 50K to go and you just can't make it. But like, yeah, like that whatever that feeling is, it's like an addictive
the drug.
Feeling. Yeah. It's like
when you're in the hurt locker, you're in that dark place. What are you saying to yourself in your head when you're in pain, and like your body can, your body can keep going, but it's almost, you got to tell your mind, when it wants to quit, when it's just like, mate, this is fucked. Like, what's my breaking point? I want to give up. Like all these sorts of doubts and starts creeping in. What are you saying to yourself?
Yeah,
is there a dialogue in there?
Yeah, it's all different things, but you just can't stop. Like you can't quit. Like you said, your body can do some pretty like crazy things. Like you're not even sort of like Nelly there, but you just can't stop. Like, and I know like I'm pretty good at doing that. Like when I did because like I said, when I did the first 24-hour record in New York, like that just sprung up on me. Like I was fully in the Nutrigrain and stuff, doing like swimming, board ski and everything. And then I was like, I can't go and do it in New York in 3. I was doing the Coolangatta Gold 9 days after, and hadn't done many pull-ups. And then and I knew I tore my bicep. And like I knew when I tore it, because you just get that like deep sick feeling kind of thing when like it's not just a normal injury. It's like you've either broken a bone or torn a muscle. It's just like that sick feeling. So I knew like 5 hours in, like I was like, fuck, I think I've torn my bicep. My mum was there and stuff, but I was like, my bicep's real bad. And then I was doing pull-ups every minute, and then like kept on going and broke the record. But like, yeah, you can just do it. You just can't stop. Like. Yeah, I know it's a certain thing, but most people just choose to stop, choose
you
just
think it's a choice.
Yeah, like anyone can do it. You just like you need to train your body a little bit to sort of do it, but it's just, I don't know, it's like a mentality, and that's the difference between sort of, I don't know,
people that can do it and people can't.
Yeah, that people can do it and people can't. Yeah, but it's just like, and just the slow journey of getting there.
Yeah, like stacking. We're talking about stacking days, like stacking those little things. It gives you self-confidence that like you can do the things you can do. Like when I stopped playing footy, I remember what you were saying before, like when I stopped playing rugby, you're saying about it when you were sort of doing Dr. Hydrate, you missed that, that suffer, that pain, that training, like it really affected your mental health. And like when I stopped playing rugby, I thought I was going to enjoy it. Like what you said, I've got sleep-ins, like, you know, go down to the beach, just cruise. Like I thought I was going to thrive in that. I was like, I can't wait for it. And I got to about 6 or 7 months in, I've stopped playing rugby, that I went and watched 2 of my good mates run the Gold Coast marathon. And they trained for it. They got a really good time. We're at the finishing line and they were coming through, and they were so happy, the satisfaction of them achieving something and getting a really good time. And all these other people, all these competitors running across the finish line, they're all stoked and like sense of achievement and satisfaction. I remember like being in the crowd going, fuck, what have I done? Like, what have I actually done since I stopped playing footy? Like, I haven't achieved anything. I haven't pushed my mind. I haven't pushed the body. Yeah, I go to the gym and train, but like, I haven't reached the goal. I haven't worked towards something. I've just sort of been floating through space for the last like 6 months, thinking that that's what I needed. I didn't realize that was the one thing that I was missing, was that pressure. And like, when you arrive at a footy game, it's just like, all right, we got to we're on here. Like, we got to compete. And I for one, hate running, like probably opposite to you. Like, I did so much running when I was playing footy that I was like, nah, when I stop playing footy, I'm going to do anything else but run. So I got into swimming and cycling and did a little bit of boxing. That's sort of as my cardio. But I decided to run from my house in Maroochydore up to Noosa and back. It's about 75 Ks. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to tell anyone. When I get up 3 a.m, I told Jordan, my partner, I was like, just letting you know the day before, I was like, just letting you know I'm going to run up to Noosa and back. And she's like, you hate running. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I got to do it because I hate it. I want to do something that I hate. I want to push myself. I want to see if I can do it on no training. I think the furthest I ran was about 5 Ks. I just want to see if I can do it, because everyone says you can push your body through, so many barriers and push yourself through so many limits. It's just what you tell your mind, And I was just like, stuff this. Like, got up at 3 a.m, like got to Coolangatta, and I was like, oh, it wasn't so bad. Like, I'm not feeling that good. And I got to like Sunshine Beach, and I was like, oh shit, there's starting to hit me now. And like got to Noosa, like surf club, and Jordan was waiting there with like electrolytes and a banana, and I was like stumbling in, and she was like, we can get in the car and go home. And I was like, nah, like I told you I was going to do something. I got to do it. Like, it would be so easy for me to quit. I don't think this is my limit. Like, I want to know where my limit is. And she's like, all right, like, I'll see it back at home. And like, I remember running up, like sort of in Noosa, just leaving Noosa, you can sort of run up this hill. You can look over the coast and you can see like all the points, and you can see Maroochydore. And I was like thinking to myself, I can see my house right now. I was like, shit, I shouldn't have gone on this hill. And like, I remember like running and thinking, I need to stop because I'm in so much pain. My knees are gone, my ankles are gone. But every time I stopped and then would run again, the pain would be even worse. So I was like, I've just got to keep going and keep going. And it was like one of the, obviously it was a physical thing, but the mental side of that was probably one of the hardest things to go through, in terms of like switching off that head noise of like, just quit. It's all good. No one cares. No one's watching you. You'll know. And that was the issue. Like, I'm going to live with it, knowing that I'm a quitter. And I think that was like a narrative through my whole life, was like, I would, even though the teams that I made in the height of playing rugby, I don't think I like pushed 100%. I felt like I was pretty much going at 80%. And I look back on my time and I think, man, why didn't I give it more? Like, I knew I had more in me. Why didn't I give it more? And that was like a common theme throughout my whole life. So like, I wanted to do something that I absolutely hated and see like what my limits were. And I finally got home. Like, Jordan was calling me. She's like, you meant to be home hours ago. I'm like, it's fucking hard. And I finally made it home, and I was like hobbling, like everything was swollen. And I remember like finally making it home. It was like 12 hours. And I was laying in like, we made it like an ice bath upstairs, and Jordan went back down to get me some food or something. And I remember laying in the ice bath, and I was thinking, man, I could have gone more, I reckon. I could have gone more. Like, I wonder if my house was a K away. Do you reckon I could have gone more? And I was, that thought of like, man, like, what are my limits? Because I'm sitting here going, that was like, I'm in so much pain. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I could have gone another 100 meters. Maybe I could have. And I think I've just shifted the goalposts in terms of where I think I'm capable of going, or what I can push my body to. And now the limit's up here. And like, even then, like, even when I pushed it to the limit, I was always still thinking, I wonder if I could, should I get out of here and keep going?
Well, there's definitely, like, it's definitely like, it's a thing, like 1,000%. It's definitely like a psychological thing of mentally knowing where stop is and where you go. Because like I was saying on those runs, like I knew where my place was, and it was like I just got home. But I always just got home. Like I always just got home. Like if it was another kilometre or whatever, 1,000% you'd just get home as well.
Exactly.
Because like, but it's like the story of like the way 17K, 20K, 22K into it, you would know where it is. So like you would like prepare for it kind of thing.
Exactly.
But mentally, like it's for sure, I don't know what it is. You'd have to get a doctor to say, but it's a thing like of knowing where home is and just making it. And then, but when you get home, you don't think you could go anymore. Like you're like, I just made, I couldn't go anymore. But if the home was another kilometre, 100% would have made it. You would have made it. Yeah, like for sure. Like it's a thing. Like, and that's why it's just so many people that, you know, finish a Hawaii Ironman, they collapse on the line. Like if that line was another kilometre, they would have made it as well. Like it's just it's like your body just knows, I don't know, it's like probably like a taking care of itself thing. And
that survival thing where they put all the effort into like, they know where the finish line is. I'll get you to the finish line, but then you're gone.
Kind of thing, So wherever that finish line is, like it's a thing. But for sure, I don't know, I think it's a pressure, like the pressure thing. You need, like I like the same thing. Like that's why I like doing this high rocks thing. Like before Brisbane, like I hadn't done anything for so long, and I was just doing like it was like fun, really. The male team with a mate and the mixed team. We weren't good in the mixed team, but it was still for fun. But I was so excited to do it. Like, and I hadn't trained, like my training running was really bad because I did a lot of injuries, but like I did a little bit of gym. So like I'd kind of prepare, but not that much. But I was just so excited to put pressure on myself to like get out there and have like competitors and put pressure. Like it was just like everything that I used to have, I hadn't had it for so long. And I was just like, yeah, it was so good to be able to do a race again and put pressure on myself. And that's why, you know, like world titles in a few weeks and Sydney and stuff, it's just like, you just get, I love it. Like I get so excited by the pressure. And that's why probably why I was so good at the Coolangatta Gold, because I do it every week. Like the Friday, every Saturday, like I said, like people would train with clubs, and I wouldn't recommend anyone do this anymore, but because it's winter, and I would do like my big session by myself. So like, you know, you'd train 34, 37K or whatever. The race is like 45, but you'd, you know, 35K or whatever on a Saturday, and you'd do like a 20K ski paddle, like a 2 kilometre swim, 4 kilometre board, whatever. But like the swim would be from Coolangatta to like Balinga, which is like, you know, it's like a bay. So you're 700 meters out by yourself, like in winter. Like you shouldn't really be swimming 700 meters out by yourself in winter. But like I used to do that. But every night before, on like a Friday night, because I lived at home, like when I was, you know, those first few years I did it, and I'd get my A4 piece of paper, I'd draw the map of the Gold Coast, I'd have each surf club, and then I'd get different textures, like texture colours for like each leg, and then I'd give it to my mum the night before, like, because mum would take me and Shannon would go with dad, and that would be like her thing, like pick me up. So I took it in my head, like I'd already start putting pressure on myself, like it was like a thing kind of thing, and I'd do that every Saturday, and like kind of kill myself on the weekends. Like I'd go hard, but it was just like I just looked forward to it. I loved that kind of thing. I needed that all the time. Yeah. And then, you know, you get to the race, and the race was easy. Like you do it by yourself, and you're racing with 20 other guys that you can sort of like wash off and stuff. Yeah. Like the race was easier compared to doing it by yourself.
Have you found your breaking point? Have you found where your limit is? Or
I don't know. It changes. Yeah. Like I've been.
Like, has there been a point where you've gone, no, this is me?
No, it's mostly like you just have to do it right. Like I've pushed myself a lot. Like when I did the 24-hour record here, it was just like a nutrition thing. But like I said, like I do everything by myself, so I don't talk to many people. So like I was doing 24 hours of pull-ups and just trying to eat pasta and stuff. So just like carb
load, yeah.
But like you're doing pull-ups every minute. So like nutrition was really bad. But like the last 6 hours of that, like I was really, really bad. Like I couldn't speak. Like I physically couldn't say any words for like those last 6 hours, and my body was just so hot. Like I had my mates, like Daniel and that were there, and he was sort of taking care of me, and he had like tea towels in ice buckets, like eskies, and he was putting like tea towels on my back, and he was saying like I'd have, you know, 30 seconds of rest in between like the pull-ups. He was saying like in the 30 seconds, like he'd put the tea towel on my back, like ice tea towel, and he was saying it was like he couldn't really touch it. It was so hot when he would take it off, like the water would go like boiling off your back, because he said your back was just steaming. And like couldn't walk to the bar, so they'd have to hold my shoulders and sort of like walk me to the bar for like the last 6 hours. So that was like pretty bad. Like you're in a pretty bad place. And then like, because my mum's a nurse and I was sponsored off like Q-Scan radiology clinics. So Hal, who was an owner of Q-Scan, he's like a brain surgeon, so super smart dude. So then I could see them chatting over in the corner because I was still onto things. I'd see my mum and Hal chatting, and then I could see the ambulance coming up the like steps and stuff. So I was like, fuck, they must be worried about me because the ambulance is coming.
I must be looking rough.
Yeah, I must be looking rough. And then I started to get like real emotional because I was like, fuck, Mum's probably thinking I'm about to fucking die here. And then I see the ambulance waiting off on the side and I was like, heavy. Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty bad. But other than that, it's just like the hardest thing with training and being the best at something, I think, is just like continually grinding every single day. Like people can't do that. Like most people, and that's why funny thing with like Instagram now and everything, everyone's like professional runners and high rocks people and stuff now. Like it's all just like run clubs and stuff. But to be the best at it, it's not just doing it for a couple months or whatever. Like you need to do that like hard day every single day. Like
consistency of it.
Yeah, for 2 years. Like to get good at anything. And that's the hard thing. Like most people like, will do it and then give up and find something else and then do something else and then give up on that and do something else.
Is that what sets you apart? Is that
yeah,
you can hone in and go, it seems like the type of person that goes, all in.
Yeah, and I can just train by myself. Like I don't understand it because I can do it, but not many people can like train by themselves, especially for like my sport, which is back then was that, or even pull-ups. Like you're not training with people when you're doing pull-ups. Like I was doing 2,000 pull-ups every second day. You're just sitting at a bar just doing pull-ups. Like, so you just got to be able to do that. Well, that's the worst, like mentally. Yeah. Like that's hard thing to
motivate.
Do. Yeah. And I did that for like a year and a half of like through pretty much that whole COVID period. I was just doing pull-ups. And that's a hard one though. I can see why people don't do that. But like the training by yourself one, like board paddling and ski paddling and stuff, like I'm sort of fine with. Even running, like I don't run with like earphones or anything, like listening to music or whatever. I just
silence.
Run. Yeah. I don't know. I just always sort of done it. So I can just do it by myself. But that's heaps harder to do, to do things by yourself, especially for what we used to do, like board paddling and ski paddling and stuff. When you're training with like multiple people, it's just so much easier. Yeah. And running would be the same. When you run with a group, it's easier. Like you go run by yourself, it's harder.
Yeah. Because I can lift weights by myself, no issue at all. But I joined Revel because I need to do cardio with someone.
Yeah.
Because like I'm not like you if I'm by myself doing cardio.
Yeah. But that's why I don't really. Yeah. But it's like it's sweet. But you see like a lot of people with PTs and stuff, and I sort of think like, and I like PTs are awesome at what they do. But I'm like, why do they need a PT? Like, why can't they just go and do it? But some people just can't go and just get the motivation to go and do it. Like, they need sort of like the accountability of having someone there telling them what to do and watching kind of thing. Whereas I've sort of never sort of got that. Yeah. But it's just on the motivation, I suppose.
I've always asked my guests, what are your 3 non-negotiables for living a healthy and full life? For me, it's movement, community, and good nutrition. I've learned that what you fill your body with plays a massive role in how you feel physically and mentally. That's why I use True Protein. They're an Aussie brand doing things the right way. Clean, natural supplements with no artificial additives or fillers. Everything's made in-house in Sydney's northern beaches using the highest quality ingredients sourced from around the world. Whether it's supporting energy, improving focus, or reducing fatigue, their products genuinely help me show up better every single day. And just like Mind Your Head, they live by values I stand by. Be true, be you, and take care of your whole self.
What was the you mentioned obviously the pull-ups. What was the motivation around going for the world record? How many records have you got? World records?
Oh, I've broken it 5 times.
You've broken the pull-up record 5 times.
Yeah. Broken it 5 times. I've still got the hour record, which is a good one because like everyone does pull-ups for an hour, so the hour is good.
So how many in an hour?
1131.
1131 pull-ups in 1 hour is the world record.
Yeah. So it's like 19 a minute. Whereas like that was fine. Like that's why it's a good one to have.
A minute.
Yeah, because like I did it 7 times before I did it. Like for like the Guinness World Record, so I knew I could do it. And I remember I tested positive for COVID once, and I was like, I'll see if I can do it. And I did it. So I knew I could do it at all times. But then some people I talk to, they think that's like the best. Whereas like to me, the 24-hour one and stuff was harder. Because I just knew, and I think it was just I was strong. Like I could do pull-ups, but then just racing so much, like our races were going to be like an hour, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever. So I just got good at an hour things maybe. But it's hard. Like it's like, and I love the science behind it. Because I'm just obsessed with this sort of shit.
What's the science behind it?
I don't know. I think I can work. Like that's why, like how we sort of created like Dr. Hydrate, because I knew you had to be like semi-skinny, like lean, like a good powder weight to do pull-ups, obviously. And then I was doing like 2,000 pull-ups and putting on all this weight. And then I got too big, then my knuckles would swell up and everything. I was like, okay, I need to lose weight, so add more running, like eat less calories and stuff, but still do the amount of pull-ups. So it's like a balancing act to be able to do 2,000 pull-ups a day, to be able to run 100 week, like still getting the calories, but still be the proper weight, because most people can't do that. And then, you go out and sort of like test it and the training behind it. Like I started because David Goggins did. Yeah, and everyone loves David Goggins, but I don't know.
Well, say it.
Huh? Well, yeah, I don't give a fuck. So when I did the New York Today Show record, I rocked up the day before. We had put my pull-up bar up in like the Rockefeller Center thing or whatever it was, and they were like, the Today Show people said, because I'm doing it that next morning, they were like, if you don't do it, just make sure you come back like the next morning or whatever. Like I'm starting tomorrow morning, but the next morning after that's when I'll finish. They were like, but if you don't, like if you pull out, just make sure, because we've got like a 10-minute segment for you the morning you finish. And I was like, yeah, sweet. And they were like, oh yeah, because we just had a guy on who, and this was before he was kind of like popular. We had a guy on who pulled out like 5 hours in, then he didn't answer his phone, didn't rock up the next morning, and then didn't answer his phone. And I was like, really? And it's fucking David Goggins.
Was it?
Yeah. I was like being all accountable and owning up everything. He didn't answer his phone.
He pulled out.
Yeah. And, pull out. Yeah. I think he hurt his forearm or whatever, but still pulling out. Kind of pussy. But, but still just he didn't answer his phone or anything. So I don't know. Everyone's like all this David Goggins hard things.
Yeah. Who's gonna carry the boats?
Yeah. Well, you
Caine
carry him the next morning. But so that was like my sort of David Goggins story. I can't remember why we were talking about that.
Oh, yeah. No, so what was the 24-hour record? Did you have the 24-hour record at some point? Did you?
Yeah. So that was when I hadn't done many. So he might have got it after that maybe, but the record was like 4,030 or whatever then. So I beat, and that was the other sort of story. I didn't realize we went to New York, and I didn't know Guinness World Record, you have to have 2 judges every 2 hours, and the judges can't repeat kind of thing.
Okay.
So and I have to supply these people 2 judges every 2 hours, and they can't double. I'm like, so that's like 24 different people or whatever. I'm like, where am I going to find these people in New York? I just got here like 3 days before it. So I was like, and it's in Manhattan. Like everyone from New York lives in like Queens or Brooklyn or whatever. No one's coming in Manhattan at 3 a.m. in the morning. So I didn't think I was going to do it. Like I thought it was done. But my mate Joe, who I like stayed with, he was like the sports writer who knew Jim, who was like second in charge at NBC. He's on the phone trying to plan all these people. So you got me 12 hours of people. So you got me 2 people every 2 hours for 12 hours. So I had to beat in 12 hours. Wow. I didn't have anyone after that. So I started at 8 a.m. and I had to beat it by 12 p.m. So I beat the 24-hour record in 12 hours. But I had to, yeah. Because that was like the thing. But like I remember, because my mate Taddy come with me, we were like walking around New York like 2 days before it, and I didn't think I was doing it. I was like, it's done. Like there's no way I'm getting 2 people every 2 hours as judges. I thought just the Today Show, because they were going to give me 2 workers and they were just going to, do like 8-hour shifts or whatever. But they said, no, it's got to be 2 hours each and they can't repeat. So you got to get 2 new people.
How many did you do in 12 hours?
That was like 4,200 and something. Yeah. But that was hard for where I was at. Like I didn't do any pull-ups, before that. I was just like a swimmer, pool paddler. Just went over there and did it. Like I fully tore my bicep and everything. It cooked my season, like, because I raced the new terrain and everything. I wasn't good because I tried to race straight after and it didn't heal for ages.
When you achieve these things, you're winning, Coolangatta Gold, you're doing these, world record chin-ups, pull-ups. Is there times where you can actually sit and be like, oh, I'm happy with what's happened, and sit in the moment and, be happy of what you've achieved? Or is it like, what's the next mountain? What's the next goal?
Yeah, you definitely reflect on it. Like the pressure thing is the biggest thing. Like it's just probably because you put so much pressure on yourself, but you definitely reflect on it. That's what another good thing about, like, because I wouldn't drink, you know, going on the Coolangatta Gold. And then you win the Coolangatta Gold or whatever and go out that night and go out Monday night or whatever. And like you'd wake up Tuesday and just be like so dusty and you're like, fuck, I won the Coolangatta Gold. Like even just thinking of it like that when you've just had like 2 big nights or whatever. And like you kind of can't remember, but you're like, fuck, you're super proud of yourself. Like no one can take it away from you. And you're like laying in bed and you're like, fuck, I did that. Like I won the Coolangatta Gold. Yeah. But like you sort of like, let it, I don't know, let it like digest kind of thing. And then like you sort of remember it and you're like, fuck, I did that. Like, that was good. And and it's just, I don't know. It's kind of like, and I suppose I got this from my dad because he was like a coach. Like if you win it, like you sort of coached yourself better than everyone else. Like it's like this, like I like to think like the site, like your whole like game plan for the whole race. It was like, okay, I give myself 4 months before that race to win that. It's like 45 kilometers, this and this and this, or the pull-up record's 7,800, whatever. I need to do that. And then you game plan it and then you beat it. It was like your like mind beat everyone at doing it kind of thing. Yeah. That's why we were talking about it, like the minute thing. Yeah. I was like the first one to break up pull-ups in like a minute. So everyone was sort of before that was just doing them kind of thing. Like they would do like 12 pull-ups and then, you know, have like a minute and a half rest, 12 pull-ups or 15 pull-ups or whatever. Like, like that's how I knew I could do it. I was like, okay, I've got 4,120 pull-ups a beat in 12 hours. The easiest way to do it would be breaking into minutes. So how many do I need to do a minute? But no one had done that. And then, and then I did it on the Today Show. So everyone watched it. And then so many people tried to break because everyone's like, oh, it's only 7 pull-ups a minute or whatever. I can do that. So there was guys at Pack Fair doing it. Everyone calling me out and shit. And then, none of them did it. Like they all failed because it was like harder than you think, mate. Yeah. And everyone would tag me and things. How's this guy doing? I'd see him and he's got like love handles and everything. Like, he's not going to do it. And then he'd be like calling me out, like kind of thing. Oh, this is easy. I'm going to beat it in like 6 hours. And he wouldn't do it. No. It's harder than you think. Yeah. But it like sounds easier. But it's just like, I know working out a plan, what's the easiest way I can do that? And I suppose you do that with everything, with the Coolangatta Gold or with like, you know, different races or, you know, it could be with high rocks, whatever, like what's their strengths, what's my strengths, what's the race going to go like, and what's the easiest way for me to be successful in that, and then working out a game plan to do it.
Have you always been able to analyze? You love analyzing.
Yeah, I think I'm good with sport. Yeah. Like, and my brother's the same. Like, I've just been around it for so long and just good with sport and seeing. That's why, like, a big thing, like I got glandular fever 1 year before the Coolangatta Gold and I'd done nothing, like, because I had glandular fever. It was, like, pretty bad. But I didn't do anything. It was, like, 6 weeks before and I started training and my brother said to me, like, this was one of the nicest things he's ever said to me. He was like, just train for 6 weeks. Like, because he had done it. He was like, just train for 6 weeks. If you want to do it, you want to do it. And I was like, okay, trained, like, didn't feel good. Like, I'd come off, you know, because you're going for the off season, got glandular fever. So I hadn't trained for like 3 months, done like 6 weeks of training. Then it was like a few days before the race. And I like, mentally, I didn't think I should do it. Because like everything else I'd done was like trained for 4 months, didn't drink, whatever, I deserved to win. And this was like, I don't deserve to win. Like I haven't done anything. I was like, 6 weeks ago, I was waking up in the morning, having banana bread and coffee at 9 a.m. Like, I don't deserve to win. And I remember Shannon said, if you do it, you'll win. Like, I guarantee you'll win if you do it. And I remember that. I was like, if he said that, like, he's smart with this stuff, like, I'll win. Like, there's no way he'll stuff that up. Then I did it and I won.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, like, it was that, you can just see, like, you've been around it long enough, you can see
patterns and
just what's going to happen.
What's going to happen.
Thing. Yeah. Like, who's the best and who's sort of, you know, just the way sport sort of goes. Yeah. But you can watch, like, I can work, even being in the high rocks a little bit now, you can start to work out, you know, the ways to do things the quickest and like the ways to train. And it changes, but like I think I'm good at that and the limits to do it. Because I think no one, that's why I used to never post anything. And like even now, like, because I want to go good in high rocks, but who knows? Like these guys might be super, super good. But I hate posting stuff because I was like even when I used to do the Coolangatta Gold, like no one would go swimming on a Friday morning, then go to the track. Everyone was going to the track and doing 10 400s or whatever. But I'd train with, you know, like triathletes. I remember I used to run with Craig Walton's squad. They're like Olympic triathletes and they're running sessions like 25 400s. 25 400 the tracks. I'm like, okay, if I go swim 7K in the pool or 6K in the pool and then go and do 25 400s after. No one was doing that. They'd all do 10 400s, maybe a few 200s or whatever. Like, but that was just everyone was doing it. So I didn't want to tell anyone I was doing 25 400s. So I went like, no, I hated posting things, telling people what I was doing. I'd always like hide it kind of thing. And that's why like now, like Matt, who's in Colorado with me, he's like, you got to like, when you post stuff about like the high rocks and it's just showing the journey or whatever, I'm like, not telling anyone. Like,
telling what I'm doing.
I hate people seeing like, because I guarantee like, I know they're probably good, but I do a lot. Like I do a lot of work. And like I think I'll outwork anyone really in this sport. Yeah. So it just takes time. You just got to, the only thing that's going to be it's just see how we can go. But yeah, I like keeping that. Yeah. But now on Instagram and stuff, you got to promote yourself. You got to like people like seeing all that sort of shit. Yeah.
But it's knowing what to give the people and what to hide from the people.
Yeah,
isn't it?
But that's why I see like heaps of pros and they're all posting what they're doing and everything. And you're like, yeah, it's good. Like it's good and I respect it. But I'm like, fuck, I would have never done that. Like when I was like racing, I would have never posted what I was doing. Nah, like not swimming sessions, all this different stuff.
I don't want you to know what I'm doing.
I just know what, because then. Yeah, they don't know what's possible, like those sort of people. Like, well, everyone else, like they don't know you can do that.
You can do more.
Yeah, you can do more.
Do you feel like you can always do more?
Yeah, you can always do it smarter for sure. Like it always changes.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly you can do more, but it depends what it is. Like even with this, like now, like the goal sort of thing is this high rocks thing. We'll see how we go, but. Like you got to be quick. So like you can't just like, I love going and running 30K. Like I love that. That's why like everyone goes about to David Goggins, like everyone's this. And I was like, I'd love to wake up in the morning around 30K every day and like yell into the camera. That's like the life. Like he's like, what's he doing for the next 10 hours of the day? Like it's pretty sweet, but like, that's perfect. Like I love that stuff, but like that'll make you go slow too. So you got to like, it depends what you're doing. You don't like, you can't just run even like this week I'll run 100K this week, but then like, Wade from Momentum, he's like, yeah, but you can't do that next week. Like don't do it again. You need to shorten it and do some faster stuff otherwise. And I get it because you can teach your body to go slow as well. I'll be the best guy to run, 30K or whatever, but
there's more to it.
You got to be smart to it. Yeah. I'll be good at running 4-minute pace, but not good at running 3:30s.
You mentioned before that, when you got into Dr. Hydrate, you sort of stopped training, you lost a bit of weight, all that sort of stuff. Do you reckon that was sort of the darkest headspace that you've been in terms of your mental health?
Yeah. I've had a lot of sort of like bad things happen. For me, that was, probably, physically it was, but obviously like my dad passed away. So like, he passed away, and that was like a hard one for me to like race again after that. That's probably why I didn't race for 2 years too. Like after that, like, because I didn't really, like, that's the difference between like me and my brother. And this is saying it in a bad way, but it's like the truth kind of thing. Like he's very for him kind of thing. Like he'll just race for him. Whereas my motivation was like dad kind of thing to start with, because he coached me. So it was like, if I won, it made him the best coach kind of thing as well. Like he out-coached everyone. Whereas, and then he passed away, so then I didn't race for like 2 years. And then I sort of like found that motivation like with mum and stuff. So like, but I've never really had it in myself. Like I've never really, like I've done a lot of good stuff. I've won races and everything. Like I didn't really need to win them again. But like I sort of get it from other people. Like even with this, like now, like we've got Dr. Hydrate, we sponsor High Rocks, like I use other motivation and like other people that sort of believe in me to motivate myself. Like I don't really need it. Like I could go and just run that 30K on a Tuesday and be pretty happy kind of thing. But I do love the pressure. But like I'd say those little bits, like, but it's like everyone has bad things happen to them kind of thing as well. Like you just got to be like tough kind of thing as well. And I remember like it was when I saw your podcast, and I think Jace was on here talking about like that phone call he had or whatever. Like that was, there's like different sort of things. It was the same thing. Like when I got home from training, like I knew my dad had passed away. Like when I got back from training, like I just got home, and usually like we'll have the key out or whatever. Everything will be normal or whatever. Someone wasn't home, it'd be like sweet, but like the ironing board was out, and like when I saw the ironing board out and mum wasn't home, like I knew my dad passed away then. Like it was just like a weird thing. Like
was he sick?
Hey?
Was he sick?
No, he just had a heart attack.
Really?
But it was the same thing, like when I saw the ironing board out
Yeah.
and no one was home.
Something was off.
No, I knew he passed away. Yeah. And then when I answered my phone, like I knew what the news was kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know, it was like different sort of things that happen that like you're sort of like aware of. But like for me, that was and now like, I don't know, it probably makes me train well as well. Like, I don't know, when you go through, and it was like the same sort of reason why I skydive kind of thing as well. Because my dad was like a pretty tough guy. Like I don't know, I saw him as like Superman kind of thing. Like there was nothing that like it's probably like a little kid looking up to someone, but nothing that really scared him or anything. It was just like a tough guy. So then like when he passed away, like I sort of like wanted, and I was always sort of like that, but just didn't want to be scared of anything as well. And like I was fully afraid of heights, like didn't like being on like the edge of like buildings or whatever, get that weird feeling. And I was like, fuck, that's probably the only thing that like I'm sort of afraid of doing. And I always said I'd never skydive. Everyone, my mates would do it. They'd be like, would you do it? No, never do it. Then I was like, oh, I'm going to do it. So I went and did like the course and like did the jump and then got into it. And now I've done, heaps and heaps of jumps. But like from then it was like just ticking off all the little things that like just wanted nothing to like hold me back from anything.
Really? So you pretty much target all your fears.
Well, that was like the man. Like I've been like, I know I'm pretty sweet in most scenarios. Like when I was doing a board paddle back, like I'm good in every sort of scenario, I think. When I was doing a board paddle back once, I was like a kilometre off surface and like a great white come up next to me. And I remember I come in and like, the lifeguards were on the beach. And well, anyway, the story was I was like paddling. It was probably like where the white chair is then. And it like, I just could see it because you see like a fair, like, because you do these like called a paddle back. So like if it's southerly wind, you'll go from like snapper, paddle to Northcliffe or whatever. And you can do it pretty quick. Like you just catching the runs back. But it wasn't that windy this one. But like the Coolangatta Golds are kind of all paddle backs. It's like a point to a point kind of thing. So all my sessions were, my mum would drop me off at Burleigh and I'd paddle back to, surface, or drop me off at Miami and I'd paddle back to Narrowneck or whatever. So this one, I was like a kilometre off surface and this shark come up to me like, and it was like, it was pretty like 3 meters or something. And it was about 2 meters away and it sort of like come up and I just watched it. I'm on my knees, just like looked at it and it sort of like went up and then just like rolled on its side and I could just see like the pearl white of its like belly. And I was just like, fuck. And then it just went like, whoosh, and like whipped itself and like did like a 180, but then flipped on its right side again. And it whipped itself so hard, the splash like hit me. And I was like, fuck. And then like turn, I'm like slowly paddling in, but I'm like a kilometre out. Like I'm like, 2 shark cans out or like a shark can and a half maybe out, paddling in. I'm like, fuck. And then I'm like looking back and I swear I could see like the shadow underneath the water, like 15 meters away, 10 meters away or whatever, like cat following me in. And I was like, fuck, and then went into the beach and then I was like the surface lifeguards were in and I was telling them the story and I swear we were on the beach and we were like looking out and it was like flat. It was like a foot. It was hardly any surf and you could just out the back and you could see the shark out the back like just going all across the water and they all went like, I was like, fuck, look. And then they all could see it, yeah. And it like followed me all the way in. But like I knew like in that situation I was sweet. Like I was all right. Like I just sort of like watched it. I was okay. So I'm like all right in pretty much any sort of situation. But the skydiving one, I was just like,
I've seen a few videos.
If I can do that, then I'm good with doing anything. Like there's nothing that'll really like scare me or hold me back or whatever. And when I did my first one, because I did it in like Toogoolawah, which is like fucking out near Esk, it's like inland from the Sunshine Coast. Drove out there by myself, like shitting yourself. And then like going up in the plane for like the first jump. And I was like, I fully thought 50-50 I'm going to die. Like 50-50. Like that's it. No, 100%. Like when I was going up. The chances
were that high.
Yeah, in my head, for sure. Like I just the whole build up of it. Like, because I fully wasn't, I'd never skydived before. So I was like fully not like, didn't know anything about it. I thought like you press like a button on it and the parachute come out. Like I had no clue what skydiving was before this. And I was going up and thinking, and I just thought, fuck, this was so dumb. Like you didn't even want to skydive, like why? So I was like, this whole scenario of you just doing this is going to kill you. Like you're going to die. And I was like, if I get out of this, I'm never doing it again. I'm doing this one jump, telling them it's not for me. I'm never doing it again.
You're solo though.
Hey?
You're by yourself.
Yeah,
you won't strap anyone.
Yeah, no. The first one you do it like in a tandem to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like solo, but I was thinking, no, and then like you do an afternoon jump. You do like theory in the morning. So you sort of learn about it or whatever, and then did it. And I still didn't really, I wasn't sold on it in the first one. I was like, fuck. And then drove back because I was just doing it as you go kind of thing. And I just left it for like 2 days. I was like, I'm not doing it again. And then I called him and I was like, yeah, I'll come back. And I did it. And then from like jump 2 onwards, it was sweet. You do like 16 jumps maybe, or 9 jumps plus a few more for your license. Then did that. But then I was like hooked on it. Like I've done like, I don't know, 400 and something jumps now maybe.
What are you hooked on?
I don't know. It's fun. Like it's a different.
The adrenaline.
Yeah, the adrenaline's different. Like it's
the pressure. Like I better.
It's not like the pressure, but it's just, I don't know, the feeling of jumping out of a plane's good, but it turns into a sport. Like you're jumping with guys that have done thousands of jumps, and you're like, you're not just jumping out and just free falling flat down. Like you got like a routine that you're going to do in the sky. So when you're going up, like you got pressure on yourself not to stuff up. Like, so you're going up thinking about, you know what you're meant to do, not stuff up and stuff these guys jumps up and stuff. But yeah, like I enjoy it. But then there's a downward spiral to get into base jumping and all that sort of thing. Yeah. Which I probably wouldn't, because it's like pretty hairy. Yeah. Like the base jumping and stuff. Yeah.
So have you done a few base jumps?
No. I probably would do it, but in saying that, I don't know. I would do it, but I wouldn't like. It's like, it's a bad thing to say, but I wouldn't want my mum to like get the call of me dying. Like legit.
Yeah.
Like, so I'd think of that, like, because it does, base jumping brings up the risk
massively.
Yeah, it's huge. Like skydiving's still not great, and I've like known people that like I've jumped with and whatever that have died. But base jumping, especially then you get into wingsuiting. It's like, yeah, it's pretty like.
I was going to ask you about wingsuiting.
A lot of dudes die. Yeah, wingsuiting. But like in Europe in the summer, it's like every day. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, heaps of people die.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It's like, but I get why they do it. Like it's like, and I've got heaps of mates that do it, and they're all, but you got to be like really, really switched on with it. Like none of these like Yahoo cowboy guys, because they'll for sure die. You got to be like technical. Like, and there's some of those dudes that are like just so, they do everything to be the like best at it and all the little things. Because like the chances of dying, but like it's pretty cool. Like they go to like Switzerland, have like a van, live in a van for like 3 months, and it's just like, you don't just get up the top of it. So it's like a 4-hour hike up this like beautiful mountain in Switzerland, jump off, land next to their van, go have like a beer and a schnitzel in like a Swiss pub, and then sleep in the van, do that for 3 months. Like it's cool. Like I get the attraction of it. But and they're all fit dudes as well, so like going hiking every day and doing all that sort of stuff, like it's cool. It's just like they don't. And when you start knowing guys in skydiving that have done like 10,000 jumps, whatever, they just talk about it so blasé about like, oh yeah, like that guy went in, or he'll probably go in this summer or whatever. Like it's just, and going in's like dying. It's just like, because they just see it all the time. Like if you've been in the sport for like that long, it's kind of like just happens, and they just get like kind of like blasé. It's just like, it's kind of like everyone's like agreed on a code, and if they die kind of thing. That's the only way, like, because they just, I don't know, they don't really get like emotional about it anymore, just because they've just, and I couldn't imagine the guys that actually go to Europe and spend all those year after year, month after month. They must like meet guys all the time and go, oh, that old mate died next year or whatever, and I was like, I was having a beer with him last year kind of thing. Must happen all the time. Yeah.
Do you fear death?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not, like that's the same, like the skydiving thing, like I'm not really afraid of anything, but the same thing, I like to be calculated, but I wouldn't, like I'd be pretty bummed if, like for my mum and everything, if I died for sure. But but more so for my family.
More so for your family than yourself.
But I like doing stuff as well.
What would you say has been the hardest part of elite sport?
I don't know. Like probably like you were saying before, like when you're young and everything, like you're saying, like you do give up a lot. Like you pretty much have 2 different lives. Like you can do, and like in saying that, like I'm stoked because mine sort of like led me to like, the people that I know now and like where I'm at with, you know, Dr. Hydrate and everything, like they will lead you to a journey to where it is. But like, you know, when I finished school, I was doing the Coolangatta Gold. I was being just super healthy, doing like months of no drinking, just training. Whereas some of my mates were, you know, going to Greece and working at a jet ski hire and doing other things and going, you know, and just partying and going, living in Sydney and doing whatever. They could just do whatever they want like that. I fully didn't have that at all. Like you didn't really even like for the off season, like you couldn't even really go on holidays because you just finished the off season. Like you were the Coolangatta Golds a few months away. You'd have, you know, a few weeks off and then you kind of like getting back into training. And if you did go on a holiday, you kind of just doing like a quick one to like Bali or whatever, which everyone sort of did. But you weren't open to do what everyone else kind of did. So you fully lose that sort of side of life that like everyone kind of had it. Whereas yeah, like I kind of got that when I sort of stopped and like I had, you know, I was working on Dr. Hydrate a little bit. It felt to me, I was like, oh, this is what it feels like to not, you know, have sport, like like doing sport like 100%. And this is what like, you know, like all my mates kind of had when they were just working and doing like the work life. But like that's good. But in saying that, like you were saying, like I think I'm addicted. I love the pressure of things. And that's what... like people would come up to you and the football players and everyone would get the same. Like they're like, oh, like, you know, love the Coolangatta Gold. Like watch this, watch that. Like that's awesome. Like big fan or whatever. And they're like, you know, I wish I could do that or whatever. And you're like, yeah, but like both lives are hard. Like to me, I wouldn't really like to have like a 9 to 5 like most people do. Like and just have to do that. Whereas like I could sort of do what I wanted in training, but the downside to that was the pressure, like for sure, like all those sort of things, like for sure the downside was the pressure you're putting on yourself all the time. Cause it wasn't just like when you're doing like a team race, like the Nutri-Grains and stuff like that, pressure wasn't so bad because people get out and they get out of it all the time now, like, because the people are soft. They're like, oh, I just got unlucky with waves or whatever. That's why I didn't go good. Like, I just got unlucky. You can get unlucky with waves, but whereas like a big race like the Coolangatta Gold or something like that, you can't get unlucky. Whatever you got, you got. So you put so much pressure on yourself. So you're just dealing with all those like pressures that people in like real job, like normal jobs and all that don't have. Like they don't have that sort of pressure, but they're free to sort of do whatever they want. So it's like a different thing. Whereas I would hate to, you know, to me, being a bloody doctor would be heaps harder than doing what I did. Like, my job was easy. Like, I could go swim in the morning stuff, but then I could watch a bloody movie at 9 o'clock if I wanted. Like, it was sweet. Like, I was be like, your job's harder than mine. Yeah. But the only hard thing with mine is, like, the pressure.
The pressure,
yeah. Like, you get a lot of pressure. I'm sure if you're a surgeon or something, you got
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, but if you're not doing that, you're just like a cruisy doctor. You don't get that. Like, that's
it's almost
in
a thing,
sport.
It's crazy, though, because what you say there, it's like something that you really love and thrive off, but it's also... something that you can also struggle with too.
Yeah.
It's two different sides of it. Like you enjoy it, you thrive off it, it makes you train harder, it makes you perform. Yeah. But it's also, it can consume you.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you let it.
Yeah. And I think that you get older, you get better with sort of dealing with it. Like now I knew that's what I miss. Like I said, like just that Brisbane High Rocks, which was fun, but I just loved that little bit of pressure I could still put on myself. Like, okay, I've done this amount of training. Like I was like, you know, like I'm addicted to that side of it as well. If I didn't have that, I'd be semi like miserable with things as well. Like running marathons and stuff is like good, but it's like, it's kind of like not, well, for a marathon runner, it is a race, but for it's like not a race kind of thing. Like you're just doing what you can do kind of thing with everyone else. Whereas like some of those like little like, there's just more pressure on shorter, like, I don't know, more racy things. Like, I'm not just a racer. Like, that's what we used to do. You're racing other guys in, like, close quarters kind of thing. It's like combat kind of thing. Like, I love that. Whereas, like, you get the same, like, you can go and do the City of Surf at Bondi or whatever. You're still testing yourself, but it's not the same kind of thing. Intensity, it's a little bit different. You just need that. I don't know. I love that, like, intense pressure. Yeah. And I think what I've sort of learned now is, like, you're not going to have it forever as well. Like, you can't. Yeah, and that's probably why I'm putting so much into this now. Like, I know, like, you can't, when you're buddy 50 or whatever, or 55, you're still not going to be able to just like make up that pressure. Like, you know.
Knowing you'll be doing this at 50.
Yeah, but you're going to get beaten, probably. Like it's going to be fake.
Does that scare you, that period in your time where I guess we're all gonna face it someday where we can't do the things that we used to be able to do?
Yeah, like, oh, for sure. Like, I didn't think I would not enjoy not just having a break so much. Like, I enjoyed it. There's like a small amount of time you enjoy it, like a couple months really. It was like fun, but then it gets to a point. But I think for sure I got to find something. Like, that's what I've found now. Like, even when I'm that age, like, I just think, oh, I'll just, you know, get even a short board was too much work. I just get a long board and like cruise. But like, I don't know, probably do like Ironman triathlon or something. Like, I'll definitely do something. Yeah.
Or even it's part of who you are, I think. You need it in your life.
And that's what, like, why, you know, these sports, like, you know, CrossFit were the same, but high rocks and stuff, like, they got all those ages. Like, you know, that's why so many people are doing it, because you can still sort of like kill yourself. And you go, like, I've done Hawaii Ironman before, and those dudes that are like 50, 55, like, they're more intense than the pros. Yeah, like they're all on the EPO, and the Germans, like, they're crazy. Like, they're old guys, but they're quick. Yeah. So, like, I don't know. You keep moving. Yeah, you never really stop. But the main things, the pressure and the pain, I think. Yeah.
So what's the future hold? I know you mentioned Dr. Hydrate, wonderful supplement brand. I'm a proud owner of that.
Yeah.
Yes. What's in the future? I know. Do you do a bit of coaching, do you?
Yeah, I do a little bit of coaching. Like, that's like another thing, because I've just done done the sport since I was really like 7, but done it properly since I was like, 15, 16. So like, I just know so much with that. So like, I know, and doing it by myself too, like I know like structures and planning and stuff. So like, it'd be stupid not to kind of thing. So I love like that side of things. So I done a little bit of coaching last year, just like 2 sessions a week or whatever, just for a little bit of the season. So I enjoy that. More so just because that's like my specialty, that sort of stuff. And I love like the younger kids, like not so much like the older ones, like they're sweet, but I love like the teenage kind of like ones. They're just they're funny little kids, yeah. Like, because they're just they're so into it. Like they just got no worry outside of it too. Like, everything's taken care of at school. Like, they got no worry about outside life. So they're just like little professional athletes in themselves kind of thing. But then you can just see like some of them like, just have that mongrel in them. Like, they just have that like hard dog in them sort of thing. And some of them don't, which is like sweet. But like, I love, and just like, I don't know, you can change a kid, like for sure. Like if I coach a kid for a few years or whatever, you can change them into a different sort of athlete and different sort of like, whether if they take that for a year or two and then go and play AFL and end up playing for the Suns or whatever, like you can definitely teach them to be, in
terms of like habits and, work ethic.
Yeah, and just work ethic. Yeah. And like dedication, motivation, and just different little tips that I sort of brought. So I really, really enjoy that. And then, like I'll try and do a little bit myself. I'll try and keep sort of training and racing myself. But the coaching side, I'll definitely, like that's another thing I'll probably won't. I'll probably always do, for like
the coaching.
A little bit, I enjoy it a lot. I always did a little bit. I started through that COVID period, like when it come back, because I raced up until COVID started. Then when everyone went back racing, I didn't. I just coached a little bit, and I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was like really, really good. And obviously, like it's cool when kids win, like Aussie champs, and parents are all stoked and everything. Like it's good. I really enjoy it.
That's awesome. So we got a few more questions to until we finish. How do you keep your mental health in check today?
Training, for sure.
Training?
Yeah. Just been so, like, it's a bad thing, but like,
if it works for
thing,
you.
Just like,
you
exercise.
Found something that's worked.
Yeah. And it's like I said, I don't listen to music really or anything. So like I think a lot, like whatever it is, like if, like I run quite a bit. So like all those running times, like my head's just thinking. Like,
are you a deep thinker, are you?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. And like whether it's sport, I can be anything. It can be about Dr. Hydrate, about sport, about whatever. But I'm always I'm never just running and not thinking about nothing. Yeah, I'm always thinking about something. Yeah.
Is it hard to turn it off sometimes?
No, training helps.
Yeah, training helps.
Training helps. You just get so tired. You can't be bothered.
What's one thing that you wish you prioritised early in your journey?
One thing I wish. Don't know. I probably didn't have to be so fixated on like things kind of thing. I probably could have I don't know. I think when I got older, I got a better balance of like social things and like training and stuff as well. Like when I was younger, I was just so into it and like, I don't know, I probably just, but it creates the person you're at, like creates the person you are. So, yeah, but I think I definitely like matured as I got older and just got better with social stuff and just having like a balance of things outside of sport and sport itself. Whereas just like, so you can just do, I don't know, it can be like a lonely thing if you're just doing the same thing over and over by yourself. Yeah. So I probably would have did it a little bit different.
A little bit differently.
Yeah.
Well, that's leading to this question. If you could sit down with 13-year-old Caine at the beginning of the journey, what would you say to him?
I don't know. It'd be fun if you left the $200 on the bed and kept boxing. That would have been fun.
Would have see where you would have ended up.
Yeah, it would have been fun to see.
Yeah.
I could have, buddy. Yeah, not be speaking right and be living out the road.
I think you chose the right thing.
Yeah, nah. No, I don't really like this. I don't know. Like, I'm a pretty good thinker as well. If I regret something, I change it kind of thing. So, like, I don't really go down the pattern of just doing the same thing over and over and over. It goes with everything. Like, always tweaking things to, like, get the best out of it. So, yeah. Everyone makes, like, you can't not make mistakes.
Yeah, it's part of it.
Everyone makes mistakes, yeah.
Who inspires you outside of sport?
Well, I think now, to be honest, like, I'm super lucky with like the people. Like, I don't deserve to have the people that I have, especially with Dr. Hydrate and stuff.
Why do you think that?
Oh, like, I'm just an athlete kind of thing. Like, I just like done the same. Like, these dudes are like proper, like, I don't know. They're very, very good to me as well. Like, really, really good to me. So I'm just lucky in having that. But just being like in the journey of Dr. Hydrate and just seeing and just like having, you know, like Matt and like Aiden, like just having, you know, be able to talk to them like pretty much every day, and you're just getting like these little bits of like, I don't know, gold from like sort of like motivational people to me. And then just sort of, I don't know, just having people like that sort of believe in me as well. Which is like, I don't know, that's like the motivation I need. But yeah, like, I don't know, to me, they're same sort of thing. Like, there's people elite in sport, people, if you're at the top of what you know, have chosen to do, then like that's a super special person kind of thing. So to have like those sort of people in your life, like, you're super lucky.
Pretty incredible.
Yeah.
How have you defined success?
I don't know. I think it's just that feeling of like content, like just being happy. It's definitely not like winning and stuff is fine. Like, that's like, it's a happy feeling, but it's definitely not that. It's just being like, I don't know, content with your life kind of thing, and not want to change things. And I think like everyone's sort of like slowly sort of like, that's like where you want to get to, but you know, you can be sort of like have that sort of happiness. I think you just know when you're sort of feeling it, when you're like, I know you got good people in your life, you're sort of healthy, and you're content with where you're at.
Who's your hero?
I don't know. It's a hard one. Who's my hero? Well, it's definitely not like a person. To be honest, like, I don't really have. I'd legitimately say my mum, probably.
She's your hero. Yeah,
probably. Yeah. She's definitely like like my favorite person in my life for sure. Yeah. Like, she's tough as well. Like, my dad was tough, but my mum's like, she's old school tough. Like, well, she's a nurse. She's been a nurse since she was like 20. So like,
she's seen some shit.
There was nothing we could do that she didn't see. Like, if I broke bones, she's like, it's fine. Like, it was whatever. Yeah. Like, and it was like a couple of weeks ago or whatever, my brother's little girl, Ellie, like ran, I was thought of this, ran like, she's a really good runner. She ran like the Australian Championships for Little Athletics, and she won like the Australian Championships Little Athletics. And Mum was like, oh yeah, Ellie won. And she was like, oh, it's just Little Athletics though. So it's not like all schools and stuff though. So like, not everyone does it. I'm like, it was like 100% how we got brought up. Like, it was like, good, you won the Australian chance, but it's not like the school one.
Not everyone's in there, though.
does. Like, it's just little athletics. It's just everyone in Australia that does little athletics, which is like, she doesn't like mean it in like a bad, it's just like explaining it, but it like keeps you on your toes.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
no wonder you guys are always, you know, achieving more. There's always like the next mountain.
Yeah. So like, I remember I heard you said that and I was like, that brings back memories.
Does it? Yeah, it would.
Yeah, but it makes you when they actually win the school one all that more sweet
because that's the real one.
That's the real Australian champs.
If you could go back to a time in your life, where would you go and why?
To be honest, I go back to like being like 16. I'd go down another path. Yeah, and see how it went.
Oh, would you?
Yeah.
Just to see what would happen.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't, like, for sure, you know, you always say, like you said, you always feel like you hadn't, like, it's always retrospect looking back on things. Like you could do different or whatever, but I don't know, everyone's capable of anything. Like, we're all got 2 arms, 2 legs. Like, we're all capable of just like the will to do it. So, I don't know, it'd be a challenge to go back and set your sights on something else and do it. Yeah.
Awesome.
That'd be exciting for me.
Do you want to ask me something or is it all good?
Hey?
Do you have a question for me or not?
I watched you. So what's going to be your next pressure when you said you need a pressure? What's going to be the thing that's going to give you pressure?
That's a good one. I mean, you know, I think a physical thing would be doing a triathlon, doing something like that. I think would be a physical thing. In terms of like another pressure that I kind of probably need would be putting more effort in growing this as much as I can. You know, I feel like sometimes I can procrastinate. I can think this is all the podcast can be.
Yeah.
But I think I need to believe in it more and believe that I can grow this bigger than what I, give myself credit for.
Yeah.
So there's bits in me where, I've got 2 other brothers. My dad's a little bit like you. I'm a little bit like my mum, and my older brother's a little bit like my dad.
Yeah.
So there's always that bit of me where I can be very relaxed. I can be very content.
Yeah.
Unless I've got someone in my ear motivating me.
Yeah.
But it gets to a point in your life sometimes where you're not going to have someone in your ear all the time motivating you. You've got to do the motivating yourself.
Yeah.
So that's sort of my challenge, is being my own motivator and just like, you can fucking do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop, you can always work in the mines. The mines are always going to be there. But this period in your life where, you don't want to look back at it, because sometimes I look back at the times that I played rugby and think I missed an opportunity there because I didn't try or I didn't train or I didn't do what I should have needed to be doing to make that opportunity or to seize that opportunity.
Yeah.
And I look back and they go, all right, we don't regret it because you love your life, you love where you are in your life, you love the people in your life, but use it as a lesson. When opportunities come up, don't miss out on it like you did that time.
Yeah.
So that's like a big motivator for me and something that's driving me at the moment.
It's like that's like my Monday morning thing. It's like, same sort of thing. You just don't let, if the opportunity comes to like make a mistake, don't make it again kind of thing. But using my mum's mentality of the thing, I'd say when you said do a triathlon, you need to make like a time. I want to do a triathlon, but this is what time I want to do. That like builds more pressure.
Yes.
Like, like I want to do a triathlon, but I want to do it under 2 hours 20 or whatever.
Yes.
Or like the podcast thing, like I want to have this many views by December 31st.
Get a goal. Yeah. Like, get a tangible
like
goal.
Proper pressure.
Yeah.
Like an actual pass or fail pressure. Yeah, you need to pass or fail.
Thank you.
Yeah. Otherwise, it turns into grey area.
Yeah.
And you kind of like let it slip.
Yeah. So exactly. You got to have like a line. Like pass what do you pass or fail? What are you trying to get?
Yeah. So I mean, you know, time or viewers or whatever.
Yeah.
By this date.
Yeah.
And then that's the pressure.
I love that.
Yeah.
You can be my mentor.
I'm just thinking of some of those. The negative things like, but.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's your mum and you.
Yeah, you finished triathlon, but it took you 7 hours.
There's always more, eh? Caine, thank you so much for coming on today, man. It's been so good to get to know you on a more personal level. big fan of yours since watching you on TV back in the day. So it's a bit surreal to be able to sit here and chat with you. And thanks so much for sharing your story and going pretty deep. So I really appreciate it.
Too easy. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, brother.
Cheers. Epic.
Thanks so much for listening to another episode of Mind Your Head. If you'd like to support the show, be sure to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcasts. It really supports the show and helps others discover us. Don't forget to join us on Instagram and TikTok at mindyourhead.podcast.